Hey everybody, Ghost Cat here. Welcome back to Prototech or Bust, the series where I start from scratch and work to acquire Prototech of my very own. In today's episode, someone's friends come to beat me up. I keep falling down, and Christmas comes early. So, without further ado, we are off like a herd of turtles. And remember, for more Space Engineers feline antics, do the things. Yep, you know the ones. Well, folks, not much has changed since we were together last. I fixed up the one jump drive that was damaged, as well as the damaged thrusters on both our mining ship and the Alley Cat. And then I jumped us back across the solar system to our collection of asteroids. And then I did a little bit of looking around, and I found us this asteroid that has both iron and magnesium deposits, as well as lovely views of Mars. And after finding this, while I was originally just looking for some iron, so we would have a local deposit, I decided this would be a great place to put our base. So, I jumped our ship over here, and I'm going to start by framing out a little bit of a base. I don't know if I want to attach it to the asteroid. I might just leave it free floating, because really, what I'm going to do is take some components of our ship here. I'm going to separate these hydrogen tanks and the production infrastructure from the jump drives. We'll then be able to hook this front propulsion section up to the jump drives and give it a couple connectors to be able to carry combat ships into battle. The disadvantage of that is if we get smoked like we did a couple times with this guy, we won't be able to just run back locally and repair. However, if we drop all this weight, these 4 jump drives will probably carry us and 1 or 2 combat ships almost anywhere we want in the solar system with relatively few jumps. That way, if we have to, we can run back here to our main base, grab some resources, refit, repair, and jump back into the battle without risking all of our ships against, shall we say, unwanted followers or visitors. But in any event, I'm going to get started on rigging up our little mini base, and I will see you folks shortly. Well, folks, here we are, with the first stage of construction being pretty much complete. I attached our jump ship to the asteroid with a pylon, and then I disconnected the drive section of the tanker, went over and grabbed the jump drives, and then hooked it back up to the fuel tanks so that we'll have fuel when we go on our attack runs against the Factorum. So, this is where we're going to start. Over here, on this far end, I've got a couple of struts sticking out, and this is where I'm going to start building our new heavy combat ship. The thing is basically going to be a flying weapons platform. I'm going to cover the outside with weapons, and we'll just basically roll in, and we'll shoot up all the enemies, and we will take all their goodies. It'll be that simple. It will literally be weapons, engines, fuel/power, and a little tiny cockpit for me to hang out in. So, but before I do that, I've got to go gather some resources. We're starting to get a little low on hydrogen. We burned up quite a bit of it in those attack runs against the Factorum base encounter. So, gonna need to get more of that, and while I'm out and about, I might as well gather some other resources. I'm gonna have to go get some more gold at some point because we are dreadfully low, as I had noted before. And once we have all that, I can start actually building this ship so that we can go and maybe accomplish our mission of gathering Prototech. I don't see any Factorum encounters out there currently, but they're out there lurking. I know it, and we're coming for them. But I'm going to get to this task list that I've built for myself, and I will see you folks shortly. Alright, my friends. the time is nearly here to go and test this new ship against the Factorum. I've got the majority of it, well, the majority of the innards assembled. We have almost all the thrusters on here. Still going to pepper her with a few more hydrogen thrusters. And I'm unfortunately out of gold, so thruster components are waiting for gold to be built. I've got most of the armament on here. I'm still debating putting a few more weapons on the back to provide defense against some of those small missiles coming in from the rear, maybe some Gatling turrets. Our cockpit's going to be sort of here in the middle so that we can effectively use third-person combat, and I'm going to have to put cameras somewhere on the front to provide first-person visuals so that I can fight that way if I so choose, but all in all, she's coming along really nicely. I just have to finish getting the armaments on here, finish getting the thrusters on here, and then I'm going to skin her with armor, and we'll go and have some fun. But for the moment, I am off to go mine some gold, so I will see you folks in a bit. And here she is, folks. This is what I've managed to come up with. So, hopefully it works. What we ended up with is, along each side, we have a forward and a midships assault cannon turret. That's mirrored on the other side. And the back we have a Gatling turret. And those run in a ring all the way around the back of the ship to help provide support against some of those small grid missiles the Factorum likes to throw at us, and just to provide a good general high rate of fire for whatever we're fighting against. On the top and bottom, in the center, I have an artillery turret to provide heavy hitting fire. And along the top and bottom, we have 2 assault cannon turrets centered, as well as a ball turret on either side of the forward assault cannon turret. On the front of the ship here, we've got the twin railguns poking out the front, as well as 4 artillery cannons that I can use from within the cockpit. Although, really, the plan with this ship is to hopefully focus on flying and let the turrets do the damage they need to do. Right now we're running on our basic maneuvering ion thrusters. Really doesn't have a whole lot of power when I do that. I only even have 2 thrusters in the back here. We also have 2 large ion thrusters on the back for forward thrust, as well as 2 on the bottom for upward thrust, which those are mostly key for combat, but I found having 2 large ion thrusters on the back, even if I shut one of them off, makes delicate operations like docking a bit difficult. So I made it so I could turn those off and have a little bit of forward thrust to still maneuver. We also, once again, have the hydrogen combat thrust in 5 directions. I don't ever put it in reverse because usually I'm not worried about slowing down, and a lot of times my reverse thrust gets shot out anyway. So I've got 4 of those, and if I have to, I can rotate and use thrust in one of the other directions to slow down more quickly. So really, all that remains for this new ship is to test it. I have an unidentified signal in the direction of the alien planet, so I thought I might bring our jump ship around and hook up to the assault ship, and we will head over that way. And we're ready to go. I'm going to jump us in probably 15 or 20 kilometers away from the Factorum signal, as usual, and then we will spin her around and get her ready for an emergency jump out of here. My math must have been bad. I dropped us in here just under 100 kilometers, so we're going to take a second, let these jump drives recharge, and we're going to pop in and do our thing. Well, our mission just became a little more urgent. The timer kicked up for the unidentified signal, and we've got 30 minutes left, so these jump drives need to charge faster, and then we can go get us some goodies, I hope. And here we go, jumping in. There, that's better. We're just under 20 kilometers out. I'm going to rotate around, face away, and we'll jump in our fighting craft and we'll go see what we can see. Alright, Luna, we're going to go take on this unidentified signal. Wish us luck and keep the engines warm. Let's do this. I've unlocked the docking plate. Let's jump in the cockpit and get underway. And here we are, just over 5 kilometers out. I can see some debris. I can see what looks like maybe an installation here. But whatever it is buried down in there. I am not looking forward to flying around all these rocks. But we've only got 20 minutes to capture this base, so let's get a move on. Let's go through and make an attack run and see what they've got going on over here. The best way to see what weapons your enemy has is to make him use them. Well, the turrets seem to be doing their job adequately. Well, I have taken some damage, it looks like. Oh, one of my large ion thrusters. But damage is expected. Uh-oh, that looks like reinforcements coming in. We had better go handle that before we try to infiltrate this base. Well, this ship seems to be pretty effective. Make sure we still have thrust in all directions. Oh, ow, ow. Where did you come from? You must have come in with the other guy and I just missed you. Yeah, it looks like he's just drifting now. Alright. Let's head back over here and get back to what we were doing. Looks like there were a few weapons still left behind. I have to carefully thread this needle. I do not want to crash into those rocks. But I want a clear shot out of here, in case we have to run. Alright, let's see what we found. That looks like Prototech. We may have done it, ladies and gentlemen. We may have acquired our first Prototech. That looks like an interior turret. I seen him. I need to find a control panel to keep this from despawning. Alright, I've claimed the grid. It is now not going to despawn on us. Although that unidentified signal still has a timer. Alright, let's see if we can go take out this turret. Well, there's our first shot. Well, there's our second shot. I've really gotta... Oh, that's not the door we wanted to go in. Oops. I just heard shooting and an explosion. I don't know what just happened. Excellent, I was able to get the backpack with the good stuff in it. Oh. It looks like something got that turret. No, it's just hiding behind it. Oops. All of a sudden it don't work anymore. Sorry, buddy. And would you look at that, ladies and gentlemen? We have finally done it. Huh. I do not know what that was, but... we have captured our first Prototech. Oh, I gotta remember not to land on that floor. Huh, there's some weird stuff going on. It won't let me get my body either. It looks like my body, well, my backpack, is embedded in the surface. So to get it, I have to grind her out. Alright. What else do we have here? Probably plenty of goodies in a lot of these barrels. But... ooh, what's this? Prototech battery. 2 of them. Huh, I need to take ownership of this. I've got to get some construction components. There. This grid is now mine as well. I gotta find and get rid of these antennas so that they can't call for help. And by they, I mean base itself. I don't need any more reinforcements showing up. There, that doesn't work anymore. Well, folks, it looks like we have successfully captured our first Factorum base. This place is pretty nice. I might even fix it up and use it for our little home. Or maybe, yeah, I think I'm gonna fix this up and use this as a little bit of a more permanent base. It's got an assembler in there, so it can make stuff. We can probably add some stuff to it, but once we rebuild the front door, that should give us a nice little bit of defense, nice little hangar we can put some stuff in. But this right here, this, and his friends the batteries over here, I'm super excited about that, folks. This is officially the beginning of our Prototech collection. Oh wow, look at all those top tier drills, grinders, and welders. There's gonna be all kinds of goodies in here. Bunch of nickel. I'm paranoid about reinforcements rolling in here. Our ship is in not much state to handle another battle, so I just want to look around this place really quick and see what all we've gathered. Open hangar. I would say the hangar is pretty open already. Alright, there's all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna have to run around and pack all the blocks with computers to take control, but either way, this base belongs to us. What's in the barrel? Always check the barrels. I missed Prototech components in a barrel once. Ow. That floor is hurty. I'm gonna fix it up quick. Well, what I feared has happened. I've got reinforcements coming in. We gotta go deal with this. doesn't seem to be much of a threat anymore. So I'm gonna head back over to the base we captured. I gotta find whatever antenna or broadcast controller is calling them in. And after that, we need to go get the rest of our vehicles and production facilities. Alright, here's an antenna.
Inventory full.
That antenna is no longer functional. And here's a broadcast controller. The broadcast controller is no longer functional. I don't like timers. They sometimes trigger stuff. Alright. I did not see any more antennas. I didn't see any more broadcast controllers. And I didn't see any more timer blocks. So hopefully they'll quit sending reinforcements. Because we need to get this Prototech jump drive and get it hooked up to our jump ship. This is going to be awesome. We're going to get the cool new animation. We're going to get to jump way further. I may actually even build a new jump ship around this. Who knows? But first we have to get all our stuff back here. Alright, I've hacked this Prototech jump drive so it officially belongs to us. I don't know why it's saying I built it, but officially, Prototech is ours. I don't want to mess with these batteries yet because it's going to be tricky to get it down. Well, actually, no. Because there's construction components and metal grids between the hack line and the Prototech component line, so those shouldn't be too bad with a low-level grinder. I never did check the barrels. Looks like a plentiful load of resources. Oh yeah, lots of ingots. We got ores. We've got all kinds of goodies. One thing I really haven't found in any containers are any Prototech components. However, we got the Prototech, so I suppose shouldn't be too greedy. Gotta leave something to continue to look for. Although I was informed that the pirate encounters have the potential to carry Prototech components as well, so we'll have to go after some of those. Yeah, we're gonna have to get the rest of our ships and bring them over here. And we're gonna have to do a bit of repairing because our new combat ship has definitely seen better days. I'm gonna fly over to it now and take it back to the jump ship so we can get a good look at her. So here she is. What's left of her? We did take some damage. We've got thrusters burning and throwing sparks. Some pretty heavy damage to the armor, and I lost the ball turrets. Might have to get rid of those anyway. Replace them with something else, do some reconfigurations so they don't interfere with the other ones, but those things are a bit of a hassle, and if I get rid of them, I don't have to rebuild them. Which, yeah, can be just as easy as using a projector, but I don't know, we'll see. That's down the road. All in all, she held up pretty well. I like this fighting craft. Well, I'm sure we'll end up building a bigger one at some point, probably before too much longer. This one certainly did the job. Except I can never find the door because there's no really definite up or down when you're looking at it. No top or bottom. So let's get headed back to the jump ship and we can connect back up. We can find a good spot to... Oh, there's a beautiful open spot right there to grab the docking pad. We'll get connected and we'll start heading for the lake house to grab the rest of our belongings to move over to our new home. We did it, Luna. We captured some Prototech. I know, it's been a long time coming. But now we have Prototech, and now we have a fancy new asteroid base. So let's go get our toys from the other rock, and we'll head back over here. And here we are. It appears everything is relatively intact. The only things that are on fire are things that were already on fire. So, let's connect, grab our stuff, and we will make the jump back to our new base. We have reconnected with the rest of our goodies, and I've disconnected us from the docking pylon on this asteroid, which I may end up putting something here at some point. I definitely want to put a mobile mining facility in over at the lake house, where those iceteroids are, unless I can find one closer. Every once in a while I can come and collect, and always have hydrogen. But, once again, that is an activity for another day. We're gonna spin this thing around, and we're headed for home, folks. We'll finally have a permanent home until I decide to move somewhere else. It appears that somehow this ship tried to get away. Let's reconnect it to its docking pad, and then we'll actually get on our way. And we're off, headed home. Jump number 1. And the final jump that takes us home. So everybody, here we are. We made it back to our new asteroid base. We've got our agglomeration of ships parked outside the rock-free channel that gets in here. I don't think I can squeeze the whole thing in here and have any room to maneuver, so. But unfortunately, our time today has come to an end. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I certainly have. We finally managed to capture some Prototech goodies and start our collection. I'd like to thank you all for joining me for this first incredible conquest. Next time, we'll work on incorporating these into our ships. We'll get everything patched up and ready to go again, and hopefully we'll go and take on some more Factorum encounters. So, until next time, as always, have a great day.